kickstart my heart. Hope it never stops. Huh? Okay, we'll try not to do 5 hours today. All right, folks.
What time and where's your spot?
8:10 at LOL.
All right, folks, I'm doing a little yapping here. Hemda will as well.
Yo, what's up? LOL.
All right, last movie you saw on an airplane, Kyle?
I'm sorry, but the favorite.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Wait for me. Not now. As long as you wait for me. All right. What's the best color going
Blue.
today? Blue.
Blue.
Okay, that's how I secretly find out your favorite things. Best food going today?
Rice.
What?
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Get ready for your birthday.
Oh,
You're in for a
boy.
treat. Blue and
boy.
rice. We'll yap in here. Hemda will as well.
Yo, what's up? LOL.
All right. Last movie you saw on an airplane, Kyle?
I'm sorry, but the favorite.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Wait for me. Not now. As long as you wait for me. All right. What's the best color going
Blue.
today? Blue.
Blue.
Okay. That's how I secretly find out your favorite things. Best food going today?
Rice.
What?
I don't know.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Ladies and gentlemen, we asked you, hey, you know what? We don't say this enough. Spread the Keith and the Girl word. Next thing I know, another 1,000 people on Instagram. These things matter.
Yeah, they do. And also, we were featured on iTunes as like hot shit. I don't think they used the word shit, but it was hot something.
We are under news and politics under hot shit. So it is important to give the 5 stars, to give a little review, and of course to tell your friends. Let's reach 15 years of podcasting like no one ever has.
Because no one ever has.
They haven't. So let's do that. It's all about momentum. That's what we're saying. All right. So let's keep it going.
Yeah. So if you're on any platform right now listening to this podcast, just hit 5 stars, for example, or just hit the share button. But spread the word. Thank you. It's working.
Today's guest featured on Access TV, Fox, the third tour overseas entertaining our troops. Okay. This time revisiting Kuwait. Kyle Ocasio.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Ew.
Huh?
Ew. Are you guys boning?
We're talking.
Shit. You
Yeah.
talk during boning? Ugh.
We talk horizontally. We talk without words.
Does he talk dirty in bed?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, no, more on the phone.
Oh, okay.
More dirty texts.
Like random dirty texts or
I usually know when they're coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
How's your day? My day's
My cock is hard. I'm with my kids right now.
Does he come out of nowhere with my cock is hard?
No,
No?
usually there's
Okay.
a nice ebb and flow. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got timing. He's good.
Okay.
Have we learned not to let your text pop up on your screen?
Yes, I stopped the notifications from coming up.
Okay.
That was a problem because my daughter had seen a text of his a while ago. So we went to WhatsApp and turned off the notifications.
That's cool.
You say it like you did it together. Watch this, honey.
Oh, I thought you and Keith did that. Yeah.
So in Kuwait, by the way, so of course, I'm seeing some pictures, some videos. I talked about last time you were overseas, and we were yapping about who's the guy that did the dog?
Oh, Mike Cannon?
Mike Cannon runs, and they have it's hilarious to the army people to have a canine jump on them and take it down because they don't see enough action over there. So let's do it to comedians, right? And Mike Cannon's arm
Is bit off.
It has, but the skin is broken.
Yeah.
And so to me,
Like a dog actually attacked you.
I have to give him credit. He was so brave because he did not want to do it. What they do is,
You know what's brave about not wanting to do it? Not doing it. The not brave thing is to go, okay, whatever you want.
But I think,
Standing up to army dudes.
I think
Is
there was a little bit of an adventure part of him where he was like, there might have been like 1% of him that was into it. So he puts
And
on
that's
the
all
suit.
you need. Consent is consent.
He put on the suit, and the first couple of rounds, the dog just bite your arm, but there's this padding on it.
Right.
Then we were with this Marine guy who was like, "Oh, come on, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. Like, just go run." And he was like, "Oh, I think I'm good." Like, he was done with the demonstrations. So then they make him run, and then they stick the dog on him, and the dog jumps on him. And when he was done, as you saw on the show, whatever episode that was, the dog had
bit
broke
into
through the
his skin.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, I don't.
Yeah, there's
even-
a dog's face on your arm.
It's not even necessarily bravery. I would think you know what you're doing. I basically have to do it. The end. In Orlando, I was talking about that 450 tall swing ride, and for whatever reason, the swing ride of all rides at a major theme park scare me the most. It's two chains of metal holding you in the air, that little bar that rattles in between your legs.
That's true. You're not really tied in. You
Right.
could get out.
Right.
Yeah, you could slip out.
That's what it feels like. But so that's the scariest to me, and that it was so tall, I had to do it. Now, at the end of the day, I'm like, it's going to work out. I'm either
you're a
not going to
hero.
know,
You did
or I'm going to be a millionaire.
A dead millionaire.
So it's not, it's not real bravery is my point. Everything's going to be okay. However, with that said, Mike Vecchione is with you on this tour. Does the you run, the dog will chase you. His skin gets ripped off as well.
Are you joking?
Mike Vecchione's was a little different. I think Mike Cannon will want the credit to say no, it wasn't the same, because the dog, Mike Vecchione did not run and get chased. He did the patting on the arm, and so did the other two comics that I were with.
Okay.
But Mike was the one that got a really big. He took off his jacket, and he also had marks from the dog.
Now,
so.
did you hear that? He has padding on.
So it went through the padding?
The pressure, and not the teeth,
I give a shit.
but the pressure.
It's the amps that kill you, not the volts. Who cares? I'm dead. I don't.
But I don't think that, it's funny. I don't think they regret it. I think it's kind of like a fun, war story.
Did you not do this fun war story?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm 115 pounds. I would have died. The dog would have killed me.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
The bite that went through like a Mike Cannon, who's a fairly big guy, that would have gone through your whole bone.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, congrats.
I don't think I would do it. Honestly.
Oh, come on.
I would.
Really?
No, I would not do it. In fact, I would say, you know what? I'll go on a mission with you guys today. I would sooner do that. I'll be in the back of a Humvee. What do you need? You need me to shoot a couple rockets? I'll do that. I'm not letting a dog bite me when so far I'm at 100% of every person I know.
My girlfriend's adorable.
Leaves there bloodied.
You know what's happening
You know
here?
what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to go, no pads. Because who cares?
You know what's actually happening here is you're passing the test because you actually went to the Army.
Yeah.
And you don't have to say sir, yes, sir to
Right.
everything.
No.
So they actually give you a pass. They're like, oh, you were in the Army for 2 years. You got your head bitten off.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember when a dog took down George Carlin. But I'm going to say, no thanks.
I would be tempted to do it, but not after hearing this twice. And
Yeah.
also, I like the whole fucked up aspect of it, but I don't like how little the military gives a shit
I
about
was in
it.
the military. I know about you doctors. Get out of town.
Well, they're dog handlers, and they actually.
No, I mean the doctors that take care of you after the dog handler breaks my arm. From
Well, he
top
didn't,
to bottom, this is looking shady.
They said that the dogs are so healthy because.
Yeah, no shit, because they're constantly fed.
I remember after one of the shows, Mike Vecchione says, "Listen, if I act weird on the bus ride home, it's because I have rabies."
Yeah, I love that you're like, yeah, this is crazy. They shouldn't be bit by dogs. And then Keith's like, I'm not going to do it. And you're like, pussy.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it either.
I mean, you think, oh, you do the brave dog thing. We have good sex. I can't be on top. My arms aren't working.
But does it make you feel, because you felt this way, Keith, like if there's a fight to be had, like don't step down, like there's a masculinity aspect, especially next to your girl that you've mentioned. Do you feel a little emasculated? She's coming home from war zones talking about the dudes that she was with getting bitten by dogs and feeling brave and happy about it. And you're like, fuck this. I got ice cream this afternoon.
Yeah, did it sound like I did? No. No. That's ridiculous. And by the way, in the back of the head, you won't be respecting me. You'll be like, oh, he really did just do whatever he was told. No.
Well, it was an adventure. It was fun.
Some adventure. I saw the pictures. I was there.
But it's like almost every military tour, even the one I went to in Europe, and it was 5 women. So none of us volunteered to do it. And
they didn't go, come on, bitch.
Right.
What are you going to be such a bitch for?
But they're really well trained. The dog handlers.
No, they're not.
The human beings or the dogs?
How are they well trained?
No, the dog
The
is
dogs
well
are
trained.
very well trained.
That's why he bit them.
Right. He eats me. He's very well trained.
But the handlers have like special words that they say for the dog to stop, and it's like if it's a real suspect, because in that part of the world the dogs are trained to sniff out explosives, and in other parts of the world the dogs are trained to sniff out drugs. So these dogs were the explosive dogs, and so the decoy was the people in the padded suits.
Yeah.
I guess Mike Vecchione is just that explosive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure those dogs do great when they're taking down a terrorist. I'm a goofy guy. No, I'm not. No.
I like that you decided this ahead of time.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
and we need to stop it. It's not fun. It's funny for them.
It's going to start a charity for stopping dogs.
No, this needs to be explained. You get more. Kyle, she stays at better hotels, obviously, than these soldiers do. She gets paid more than the low-ranking soldiers do, and people probably don't understand how dangerous it is. No, it's not. It's not necessarily dangerous. She's in war, but it is dangerous that a dog will eat them, and they're willing to do that. That's the dangerous part people need to know about.
Yeah, it is hard to be like, yeah, we're here overseas. Thank you for flying us. Thank you for paying for us. Thank you for letting us eat your meals. No, I will not be attacked by a dog. You be attacked by human beings. I'm going to be sitting over here.
But why are you acting like that? You're acting like it's a fair thing. Like they're willing to fight for the country, so let their dog eat you a little bit.
Oh, no, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying they're taking the opportunity to bully you because they are in war, and it's hilarious, and they're full of testosterone.
I'd sooner fight a military man. I would lose, but that would make sense to me. This dog is stupid, and it's just eating you. It's dumb. I'd rather a sergeant put me in a pretzel and kick me down the street.
I like the way Sergeant fights.
Yeah, they do that. How you doing, Mally? See ya. Okay, I've been there.
I like when Keith calls himself Mally.
Yeah.
He just jumps right back into the army. You hate when people call you Mally.
Right.
Yeah. And what's funny is when we were first hanging out, my brothers both called him Mally. And then we all called him Mally. And he's like, could you not call me Mally?
Right.
I'm like, but we're having so much fun. He's like, how is that an answer?
I just found my new dirty sex word. Thank you.
No, your dirty sex word's going to be...
Take
And
it
don't
down.
forget to go to his comedy show.
Come on, Keith, be a man. Let a dog eat you. Okay, sweetheart. Okay. By the way, I was in a car wreck today, so I do dangerous things, whether I like it or not. I'm in a Lyft, like an Uber, and I'm not paying attention. I'm not driving, but I'm not paying attention, and all of a sudden, I can tell the car hit something.
You can tell.
I can tell. I feel it.
It was a dog.
It was a fucking dog eating the bumper, right? So I guess the guy wasn't paying attention at the red light, hits the car in front of him. So the guy in front gets out, and right away,
It seems like a very low impact.
very low,
Yeah. Okay.
but enough to be like,
Sure.
there's no question. And so the guy gets out in front. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is your fucking problem? I've been in accidents before, and obviously, like all of us, I've seen accidents before. What are you thinking when you start yelling at the next car? Where could this go? Because you're either going to share insurance information, involve the police,
Or punch each other.
right? Or you're not.
Yeah.
And by the way, it never turns into punching each other. Not the TV channels I'm seeing out there. And so why do you think this could end up okay?
I don't think you're thinking. I think that guy's already pissed. I think that guy has been.
You don't think it's a power play to say, I know I'm right. I'm going to let you know I'm wrong by yelling at you.
I don't think there's patience for power play there. I think what's happening is that dude has been waiting for a fight for a day, a week, a month, whatever. He's fighting with anybody, and he's taking it to 11 right away. That's what it's like to have
He's
a
got a lot of
temper.
rage.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Like if you have a temper like that, what do we say? If it's hysterical, it's historical. Yeah, that kind of anger doesn't come from like getting bumped on your fucking bumper. It's called a bumper.
It is called a bumper.
But did anybody get hurt? Like,
No.
Yeah, clearly everyone's dying and keeps like, what's the fucking problem?
No, I barely looked up. And so the guy says, "You hit my bumper." And to me, like him just saying, that's what I think. I'm like, well, that's the name of it.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll stop making bumpers out of metal. Make them out of Nerf, how it started.
Yeah, in New York, we play bumper cars every time we try to park.
Right? Have those bumpers that bumper cars have with the springs.
Agreed.
Yeah. So
Some people have those bumper buddies. I'm like, bumper buddy or not. Okay.
right. But you have a bumper buddy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Buddy.
I don't even have a driver's license, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
We're speaking in Hebrew right now.
Right. What are they talking about? You can bump parts of the car?
I don't even think I know how to turn on the fucking ignition. Like, I don't even.
And you're not even from New York.
No, it's my great shame of my entire life.
I love it. I love any adult who doesn't have a driver's license, especially because you have kids. Rock that shit. Let them drive you around. You get your license.
Well, seriously, I was going to try to do it this summer, and my son is 16, and he wants to take class, and I was like, we can take class together. He was like, no.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't die before you do that. That's
I just thought it'd be kind of like a fun thing. And
You're lying.
No, I really did think we'd go to driver's ed and then we'll go have lunch and we'll like, and he's just like,
That was the
no,
most-
bitch.
that was the most precious thing.
Isn't that crazy?
That is so crazy.
I understand. I don't have the kids. But sometimes you hear parents talk and you're like, who? And you try to respect it.
I love it though. It's so precious because you actually want to be around your 16-year-old. But if it was me and you were, I had Malloy kids. They were just all boys.
What does that mean?
They came from an all-boys school called Malloy. You know,
Okay.
Archbishop Malloy down the block from
Classic.
wherever. Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, 3 dudes in my car. I'm not attracted to really any of them. Who cares? Male energy. But my mom,
I
Right.
know.
my fucking mom, make a right turn to go into 7-Eleven, and I'm like yelling about, yay, we get a Slurpee because this guy wants coffee, and my mom's there.
Well, my driving is really like when I was 16, because I lived in Ohio, I took driver's ed. I took the test. I failed it. I backed up over all the cones right away. And I looked at the teacher.
You were
and
supposed
I
to go forward.
I didn't know. And I was like,
Can I
just-
suck you off? I read the news.
I would have had the license if I did that.
That's a good idea.
But I looked at him and I was like, so is this over? Are we? And he was like, yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
I was like, and then my mom was furious. She was like, I paid this money for you to take this.
Okay.
And I remember in my head, I'm like, you know what? I'm moving to New York anyway. Like, I don't think I'm going to need a car. And it's 25 years later. And
Honestly,
I never had
respect
it.
completely. There's, I know a lot of people relative to the rest of the country who don't have driver's license who never did, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
I mean, it's great reducing my carbon footprint, but I do feel a little like, it's not, you want to feel useful and helpful. And
Why do you
I
love
go
this so
places
much?
and-
This is strange.
It's a very strange New York City independence. It's like,
yeah.
like that thing that everyone has to do, and you don't feel a certain way until you do, and it's like, no, I didn't do it, and I'm fine. Raised 3 kids, no driver's license. Somehow I went to Kuwait. I went to every fucking state in the country.
But I'm so dependent on anybody. Like if I did not live in New York, I don't know what I would do.
Henda hasn't driven in quite some time.
and I love it
You
so
drove
much.
to camping, didn't you?
Did I drive that? It was a whatchamacallit vehicle, a rental.
Yeah.
No, I ended up not driving, I don't think. But yeah, I
Okay.
would. I have my driver's
But
license.
so for stuff like that, that's why
Yeah.
it's good. If I go on vacation, again, I'm at the mercy of like, I hope the hotel's right by the beach, and I hope I don't have to take a cab. And
Henda forgets the days when she was driving.
I hated it though. That's the thing. I think you're right, but I just got burnt out. And New York is so cool without a car. Yes.
Of course, she got burnt out because all these non-drivers ask for rides all the time, and they think if Henda lives in Queens, then their house must be right next to Henda's because they live in Queens, the biggest borough on the planet. So, yeah, I don't know. This is
Well, New York, having a car in New York sucks because it's like, where do you park? So I end up getting parking tickets. I end up like circling around as long as it takes you guys to take the train, And what happens is once I drop the car, I drop weight. I start getting in better shape because you're running up those. Well, I'm running up the subway stairs because it's part of my exercise. I started biking everywhere.
That's great.
And it's the kind of city that instead of going to the gym, I can just bike to wherever. So to me, there's a freedom in not having a car. But you're right. Like have your driver's license just so you can get in a car.
Well, even for gigs, I mean,
Yeah.
I fortunately everywhere I go, I drive with another comic. or I take the train. Like everything I do, or someone has to rent a car and take me.
And
So-
now you're dating Keith, and he's the worst driver. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! They gave him a license.
Is this true?
Oh my god! Tell her about the one day you had 2 car accidents.
In a Lyft?
No, he was driving. He was driving. It was terrible. Every time he's gotten in a car behind the wheel, 1 out of 2 times he crashes.
Was this before he stopped drinking? Was it-
Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, sure.
I never got out of the car and yelled at another car.
Oh, good.
Right?
Congrats.
That's
Thank
because
you.
everything was mushed already.
So the guy yells, "Oh, you hit my bumper." And then my driver says, "No, I didn't. I didn't hit you."
Oh, the worst.
And then you're like in the middle of it. Just,
Oh, no, walk away, man.
Yeah, I walked away. I think the other driver started yelling at me, and I'm like, "Sure, let's converse." Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye. But yeah, so the guy said, he goes, "I didn't hit you." Like, what now? What planet?
Yeah.
And so he says, the other person says, "All right, let's call the cops." And by that time I was gone.
and he got arrested.
No, then I got charged for the lift. But
That sucks. You should get some sort of a discount for an accident. You're like, I'm sorry, I have to get a spinal fusion now. Can you take the $14 off my?
right. No, I don't miss driving, but I live in the city and don't have to.
Isn't it great?
I guess. I see what's happening.
Oh, what?
When Henda loves
You
something.
just said I don't miss driving, and I said, isn't it great? And you got mad.
No,
I don't- what is
why
this?
you're praising her so much for never getting a license
Oh,
in
yeah,
her
Kyle,
40s.
you're such a loser.
See, this is what I mean. Okay.
Put me in my place.
No, I see what Henda's doing.
Why can't I be happy about this?
I'm trying to give you credit.
Okay.
This is the ridiculousness that's happening right now.
This is good credit.
She has nothing. Like, her legs busted. She's got to be celibate. Everything's crumbling.
She's doing an inner journey.
She's finding gratitude in things that don't make sense. And here I am taking it away. I'm happy for you, a grown adult. You never got your license. Good for you. It makes no sense.
I've done other stuff.
Well, I'm not hearing about it. So right now, Henda can't get over this. So you know what? Good for you. You can't drive. And good for whatever the fuck trip she's on. All right? I didn't mean to ruin nothing. Good. All right. My sweetheart and I saw the Mötley Crüe movie, The Dirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure that was her idea. Halfway through, did she go, do we still need to be here? Like how you did in the ballet? And you were like, no.
What is it? You know what else it is going on? I'll tell you right now. Henda sees me with my lover.
And here it comes.
And she is such hate and hurt in her heart that she has to find a way to sabotage this. She
Yes.
was told more than once that you're the one who said ahead of time, we're going to leave the ballet early. And now she has to assume that I was dragging you into this Mötley Crüe movie.
You know, that could have just been a joke, and yet you had to go
No,
right
it wasn't.
into it.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a joke. When you hear it for the 5th time, it's not a joke. And this ballet thing, I keep hearing about.
Well, you did say at the ballet, you go, what is it, farm night?
Right, because they're so thin.
You're so fun to
Okay.
watch it with.
So that's another joke, I guess.
Or the other thing, which I think the listeners will love, you can probably all picture Keith doing this. The guy in front of us stood up to go presumably use the bathroom. And Keith goes, well, that guy's got the right idea.
So classy in the middle of a ballet. Live, right? You're not in your living room?
Okay,
we're
now, folks, does that even sound like me?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
really? During a
Hardcore.
ballet, it sounds like I would go, this guy has the right idea. I'm a ballet heckler. No, it was intermission. The guy got up and I said it.
How about
And I
during-
didn't even scream
Wait,
it like that.
hold up.
Who the fuck would I be?
Okay, during
And
inter-
somehow
during-
you got over it and we
Shut your
had
mouth.
sex?
During the curtain call, they came out, and you know how they do excessive curtain calls. I will give you that. But
Yes.
after like the 3rd time it came out, he goes, "Okay, we get it. You're good." It was so fun. I love going
hilarious.
with you.
Yes.
Of course you do, because this didn't happen.
It totally happened.
I'm yelling. I don't know my own volume. We get it. And what did the crowd do? They loved it, or you were humiliated? Somehow you loved it.
It's so interesting that your point of view is always the right one. That you both experienced it. She experienced it differently. You must be right.
But the Mötley Crüe movie, amazing. I'm not gonna say amazing. It was good. It was his chorus line. That's what I said. 'Cause
I've got the tits and ass.
They were
You
talking
saw
about
Red Shoes? I saw that movie 112 times.
Yes, tell us about Mötley Crüe, Keith.
they were talking about tits and ass too,
A lot. There was a lot of tits in it.
right?
Yeah.
I hated this movie.
You didn't hate it.
I did hate it.
You said it was a little corny, but
It's corny. It's cheesy. Those are things I don't like.
I thought you liked it.
I
Nope.
thought you liked cheese.
No, I learned what Kyle's "I like it" means. By the way, it means I didn't abhor it.
It's bless your heart.
Yes.
You're very polite.
Well, I sent her. We're talking about hair metal in general, and I sent her a Poison song.
Oh, why? Oh, to make sure
Not
that she wants to
Poison,
be
it
with
was,
you?
I sent you many songs. So anyway, I sent a Poison song,
Which one?
Ball and Chain, and she goes, "Oh, I like it," and I go, "Okay, but it's been 20 seconds, right, since you just received the song." She goes, "Yeah, I heard the beginning. I like it." And I'm
Let's hear that song. I want to see what she likes.
and so I say, "Do you know when I like something, I kind of like want more of it." This is some self-control. I go, "What does I like mean to you?" And she said, "It means I don't hate it." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
But I did listen. That was one example of a short one, but I did
Mm-hmm.
listen to the whole. You sent me a Nikki Sixx song.
She
I listened
asked,
to
Why
it.
is Henda so angry? Tell me this is a joke too.
I'm laughing.
I know.
Let me laugh.
I know. Something's
on.
happening. I know.
Kyle's laughing too.
I know that the
I know.
hair metal is a very important part of
Because he has no
who
hair.
he is, and
Just another joke. I really do have hair. That was just a joke, I guess.
Oh, good. But you do have hair is the thing. So calm down over there. Ooh, I shouldn't have said calm down.
What's happening?
We're getting picked on, and it's very funny.
it's so fun.
It's like brunch, but you're here for some reason. This is what happens. This is how we talk about you.
I love it. But yeah, no, it was it was like a little window into him. He kept sending me all these YouTube songs, and I was like, the first one and the second one, I'm like, okay, like this, I get it after the first two.
Are these the same songs, honey?
They
I swear to God, I have my
sound
hold on.
similar.
I have my phone on me right now. I can read you the text. I love this. Keep it coming. Show me more Mötley Crüe.
Keep it coming.
Yes.
Did I say keep it coming?
Yes.
I
Keep it
doubt it.
coming. Is that what she meant?
but I did like it. I was surprised because I grew up in a different, like I grew up listening to like house music and 90s stuff and maybe a little
Ooh.
R&B like that. I used
Me
to go
too.
dancing. Like that was
Yes.
what so my whole high school experience was not his.
Do you remember
metal.
Time for the Percolator? This is random and we're
Time for the
moving.
percolator. I don't
It's
know.
time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. No, just gauging. That's
I,
just
I loved Bizarre Inc. I'm gonna get you. Yes, I am. I love that song.
you. Yes, I am.
And anything they would play at gay clubs in the 90s, I was like, I loved that. So it's a really different
Very different.
experience.
And by the way, I'm coming from, I used to listen to hair metal because my older brother listened to it. He had long hair, he had an earring, he had like, all the shirts and the concerts and all that stuff. So I got into it. Metallica, I'm there. But it's still fun to make fun of Keith. I still don't call it real music. I don't send him house music. I know better than that.
Well, she does. She says, she goes, okay, I'll watch this. I say Mötley Crüe's on Netflix. And I say, I'm very clear. I don't have to see it with you. I'm just going to see it. Do you want to see it? And she goes, okay, because there's an Aaliyah movie coming out. And I go, oh, no, this isn't quid pro quo. We don't have to see Mötley Crüe.
That's funny because there's an Aaliyah movie.
Don't do me a favor. I don't owe you.
Amy Winehouse is like neutral.
No, but I actually did like the movie. It was, a little corny, but it was fun to learn about them.
I saw the
know.
trailer and it was like, what are we going to do? We got this old guy. We got this guy who doesn't know how to play. And like, I don't know. I thought it might be good because there is something about the uprising of the hair metal genre that happened when we were teenagers, and it was a blast. It was, like Raging Against the Machine, like the devil shit, and it was really like, it really helped us let out some energy. So a documentary about that and how like one of the biggest rock bands got to where they were with long hair, makeup on. They also did makeup, right? I forget.
Sure.
Yeah, and so just
Not
kind
like
of,
girls, more like.
They wore their girlfriend's pants and stuff. It was hilarious.
yeah, it's interesting because it was so testosterone driven and so machismo driven, but a lot of them were wearing like full glam makeup, like
Yeah.
pink lip gloss and long hair, and like you said, their sisters' clothing. short shirts,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
belly shirts and stuff like that. And they were considered the most masculine, and they got into fights over masculinity. So that's interesting. Did I make the documentary interesting now?
Well, it was actually it was a movie, so it was not a documentary.
Oh,
it was
right,
an actual movie, which was fun to watch. And so I could imagine. I know he thought it was corny, but anybody that was into it, if you knew Mötley Crüe or listened to them, then I feel like they would probably like it more because I didn't even know much about them, and I was like, this is really a.
What did you think?
Interesting.
Because you did like Mötley Crüe.
I've seen them live. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes score, and it's one of those movies where the critics and the audience disagree completely. 45% versus the audience score of 86%.
Now, before you say, it's usually the audience that is telling the truth, right? Because
No, the
Really?
audiences are morons.
Really?
Yes, it's the critics.
That's like actual, criticism because you're watching. Critics are just kind of.
It was. I mean, was it a life changing? Like, is someone getting an Oscar for this? No, but it was entertaining. Like, it kept my attention the whole time. So if you just come home after work and you're like, I just kind of want to let go of the world and get lost in a story, it's a great.
Sure.
It's a great.
Yes, if you want to just sit and be dumb, it's good. I enjoyed myself enough from the
Yeah.
movie. I was with Kyle, so I loved the time. But no, it's a dumb movie. Yes, if it's something, is it great? No. Should it get an Oscar? No. Should it get a Emmy? No. Should it?
Did you learn
Should you
anything?
tell a friend to see it? No. Should you even mention it in social media with a hashtag? No. But if you had a hard day and your whole family's dead, and you just want to zone out and not think about your dog
I
bites
love how
that
you
you
have
were
to do
forced
absolute worst case scenario.
to do, you didn't make it sound so great.
If everyone was stabbed to death and you walked home in a bloodbath, then just put it on.
And
It'll relax you.
And your two choices were a vinegar bath or this movie. I'd watch half of this movie.
Did you like it at all?
Yeah, in that I knew Mötley Crüe, so I stared at it.
Okay.
But-
wow, that's pretty bad.
But it's pretty fucking goofy. And
How do you guys, by the way, watch it together on like
Upside
the
down.
actual phone or texting each other?
Oh, well, we were in person. I was at his place.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
at least a few nights a week, we like watch something together. We'll just be on our laptops, and it's kind of funny because sometimes I feel like we don't give movies the full attention because we're always texting each other like, "Oh, this is stupid. She's a dumbass. Look at her going." Da, 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 da. But it's really fun.
I have macros though. I can press one button that goes, "This is dumb," so I can still
Probably
watch.
true.
Well, so many people do that now that Netflix has this thing. I forget what it's called, but it's like Netflix group or something like that.
We should do
And
that.
you set up like, so you put it in as an add-on to Chrome or Safari. I forget which one. You start a movie and you click that button, and then you can give the link to anyone, and there's like a chat on the
Oh,
side.
that's so funny.
And you're watching it, and every time you pause, it pauses it for everybody. It has some yuckiness in it right now, like it crashes a lot, but
But if that's your thing,
yeah, because I tried doing it. One time it worked, one time it didn't, and it's like I'll wait
Yeah.
until they perfect it. But it's a great idea. So many people are doing it.
I watch it on TV though, like a fuddy-duddy. That's the thing. Old man here enjoys his TV still. What I knew right away, it's going to be cheesy because the band gets together, forms kind of fast, and then the first song they just have, okay, you play this, and boom, boom, boom. Somehow I wrote these lyrics down. Here you go. And goes, okay, let me look, and knows exactly where they should go. And it happens to be "Wild Side," one of their most popular songs. And
How does that one go?
take a walk on the wild side.
That's a good one.
Oh, you have a beautiful voice.
I do cowbells. I do everything.
You know what? He already calls you mom too often. Don't push it. Oh, sweetheart.
So anyway, I don't know. Pick a different song, not one that comes out 6 albums later. You're really sitting on this song for a while. But all right. And then the girlfriend's in the room. One of Vince Neil's girlfriend is in the room as they're playing it. And she goes, "No, stop, no." And they go, "What, Yoko Ono?" And then the girl says, "This is too rockin'."
Stop.
No, she said it's too heavy, baby. It's too heavy.
No.
This is too good.
That's their
That's what she said,
controversy.
yeah.
Audiences aren't ready for
Too
something.
heavy, baby. I was like, ew. I hate
Oh,
her.
that's funny because it was a party song where they took a walk on the, and everyone goes wild side. Yeah, it's very Kiss, right?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
that.
Like very Friday night. If you're rocking, this is your like dance tune.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Well, what's funny is it's from the book The Dirt, and this book is so thick. I didn't get through it. And so what the co-producers are the 4 members of the band. So whatever things they did decide to get in the movie was deliberate. So when they take a second, speaking of which, to say, I hate Kiss out of nowhere.
Oh,
You really wanted to get that in there.
for sure.
You know,
yeah.
when Heather Locklear breaks up with Tommy Lee because Tommy Lee fucked a porn star, and then Tommy Lee says in the movie, I always look at her as the one who got away. That was deliberate. Never
Right.
mind later, Pamela Anderson, and you guys
She
have
had his motherfucking baby.
you had a baby. You're like, well, whatever. I still want it in there. I want Heather Locklear to see this and know she's the one who got away.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
always interesting to me. You
that
know?
there's
They're
some
both
bags-
romantic and creepy
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
cheesy all at the same time.
Yeah. It's the kind of romance that you're like, please don't give me this romance.
They break up. They had a lead singer for one album. It was self-titled, called Mötley Crüe, and I really think it happened to be the best album they ever made. In the movie, it's a 2-second clip
Ah.
where they come out with the new lead singer, and they show like 5 people in the audience, and they go, "Well, this isn't working," and then they get back together again. I'm like, "Oh, not one song from that?
Wow.
Okay."
Well, they got to condense it in a 2-hour format.
But it's just funny you brought it up.
Keith, they're working from the wild side.
Right.
Please.
So
It's hard to maintain.
So, of course, they're all doing drugs and drinking, and I'm sure they did it a lot. But, man, they show them with these giant bottles of Jack Daniels walking around literally everywhere they go, and it's always to the bottom.
It's amazing they're not dead. The
Actually,
amount of
yeah.
drugs and
That I believe because not Mötley Crüe. Who's the one that we saw, Metallica. They would have like a Jack Daniels bottle on stage and just they would walk around with it. And
No,
stuff.
each one had their own.
that's crazy.
And
yeah,
one
I don't
had
know,
one
kind
on.
of all the things. That's what I believe the most.
Well, this one I didn't believe. So, Nikki Sixx who rates the songs. Somebody does rate them, and is on heroin, and he's pronounced dead, which I can believe. He's in an ambulance, but the way they make this EMT worker want to save his life so badly with such passion, they go, "All right, he's dead. Let's give the time of death." No, I will not let him die. No, like you wouldn't think a black guy would listen to Mötley Crüe, but I do, and there's not enough. He's the bassist. Like this guy really got into it. Not on my watch. And he puts like a big needle in his chest. It doesn't take. I'm doing it again. I'm not. Then another needle in his chest. Yes, he's alive again.
The bottom line is Mötley Crüe, if you're out there and you're listening and you want a real movie made, go to Keith Malley. He'll direct
That's
it.
right.
And call him Malley. He likes that.
It reminds him of his army days that he adores so bad.
2001 is when the book The Dirt came out, and I got it, and on the cover it said coming soon as a movie by Paramount. And now we're at 17 years later.
Oh, wow.
It's like, okay. It's just funny.
They did one scene every year.
So I'm reading in development for more than a decade and was once attached to Paramount and MTV.
Once attached. This is what they're boasting. It took us 10 years, and we once were interested by this one big company.
Nikki Sixx said that, quote, a certain CEO of a certain company refused to make the film if the raunchy opening scene was included. The movie starts, everybody's fucking each other and doing drugs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're so badass. No, this is too badass. Look at the movies that are out right now. Teenagers are having explicit
Right.
sex on screen, but not this. This is like rated XXX.
You guys really are the baddest band of all time.
Should we like make this NC-17? Because I feel like we should warn people.
Because there's a lot of tits and no dicks. One of the band members puts his head in a vagina and you don't really see it.
Right.
And then she like pees on him or something.
And later there's a squirt scene. Too much. Eventually they teamed with Netflix, who promised them that they would not sanitize the true story. Quote,
real badass story.
we had the final veto on the script and we okayed everything because we thought it was telling our story.
Oh, you're so cute. How old are you now? How old are you now?
I hope their children see this movie. It's lovely.
Tommy Lee is 56, Nikki Sixx is 60, Vince Neil 58, Mick Mars, the guitarist, 63.
Yeah, I'm sure they remember everything right, and that's how it went.
Well, 17 years ago they wrote it down.
Yeah, while they were drunk.
Pretty much.
It sounds good. Keith, that was a great endorsement, and I'm going to watch it.
Go for it.
Kyle, how dare you?
This guy wrote me. It's like, I'm glad you mentioned it on social media because it really reminds me about my life.
Aw.
And I'm like, the part where you spun upside down in the drum kit, the part where you fucked a porn star and lost Heather Locklear, the part where you were pronounced dead but came back to life with 2 needles in your heart, the part where
You snorted ants off the ground.
the part where you licked your own piss to impress Ozzy Osbourne. Which part are we talking about?
Actually, I think I don't like this movie. Change my mind.
Well, here's what I think.
Honestly, that list just made it sound good. I'm like, okay, I see why they made a movie of themselves.
Well, I'm nervous. I'm never going to know what Kyle likes because she thinks she's doing me the favor.
I tell you.
You know, I read a section in a John Gray book, and it said when you go with somebody to the movies, even if you don't like the movie, tell them that you did because they'll hear it as you didn't enjoy the company. And I put the book. I was in a bookstore and I just flipped to a page, and I put the book right back, and I'm like, this is the dumbest advice I ever heard. I will never be in a relationship where I lie about liking a movie because the other person will be confused about.
Did you like
company.
a chorus line? Answer carefully.
No, but I enjoyed that you liked it, and it was fun to me that you knew every next line to that dopey shit, and it was fun to see you pirouette like they do. But other than that, no, it's stupid, and now you know because otherwise, what are you gonna do? You'll be like, well, let's go see it on Broadway. Let's go, and then what? I got to keep lying what I like.
Okay, fair enough.
You know,
but I actually did like this movie.
Okay, did you like that Poison song?
It was okay. It wasn't like it was fine. It wasn't. I mean, I don't know if I was supposed to be like I hate it. I feel like with you, there's only really like something a lot or you hate it. There's a middle ground.
What's the middle ground?
The middle ground is yeah, I like it. It's doable.
I'm asking the audience.
I don't want to gouge my ears out. It's fine.
What is it? What would you say you feel about a song that you hear 20 seconds of and deliberately stop? What is?
Well, how do you know I heard 20? I had to have heard more than that.
Why do you think I don't have a phone that has time codes on it?
I liked it. The 20 seconds were the best 20 seconds of my life.
That's what she said.
Except when you come. What?
Yeah, I'm going to miss this brunch, that's for sure. Robert Kraft, the owner of the...
We're getting pancakes for the table, so...
Pancakes sound so good right now.
Do you like them?
They're okay.
New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft said he will turn down a plea deal requiring him admission that he solicited a prostitute. They said, if you admit it, because we just don't like liars. If you admit it, we'll make you pay a fine, maybe a little community service. We won't put you in jail. If you don't admit it, then we're going to tie you to sex trafficking, and you're going to go to jail, and it's going to be a big problem.
This is very odd to me. It's like, we'll let you get out of jail if you did commit it. But if you didn't commit it, we're going to prove that you committed it and make sure you're going into jail.
The billionaire is accused of receiving sexual...
And also, why wouldn't he go to jail?
He's a billionaire, I said.
Okay.
The billionaire is accused of receiving sexual services for money in Orchids of Asia Day Spa in Jupiter, Florida.
Orchids of Asia.
I know, right? Our flowers blossoming. On 2 occasions, he denies doing anything illegal. Well, what were you there for?
Yeah.
They have these big water bottles, and it's hard for those tiny Asians to carry it. So I took a jet plane.
Total massage. And you know what's funny is let's find out what happened to the women that they caught.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's the very next day, and he says, okay, so you know what? I'll admit it. Mm-hmm. But the way he admitted it.
So he just admitted to paying for sex.
Well, here's what he admitted to. You ready? This is his statement that will keep him out of jail. In deference to the judicial process, I have remained silent these past several weeks. To correct some of the misinformation surrounding this matter, my attorney made his first public comments. I would like to use this opportunity to say something that I've wanted to say for 4 weeks. I am truly sorry. I know I have hurt and disappointed my family, my close friends, my coworkers, our fans, we don't mind, and many others who rightfully hold me to a higher standard. Yeah, I really do that. You send those kids out there to get brain disease. I had you on a higher standard. Throughout my life, I've always tried to do the right thing. The last thing I would ever do, and that I'd ever want to do, is disrespect another human being.
I fell asleep during this apology.
What?
That's the last thing you want to do. That's not the last thing I want to do, especially in sex. I might want to humiliate you. Don't fucking give me this shit. That's the last thing you want to do?
I have extraordinary respect for women.
if you have respect for women, why are you in orchids of motherfucking Asia? What?
My morals and my soul were shaped by the most wonderful women.
Oh, how dare you? How dare you? He just said that everything he is had to do with women. So if you hate him, that what women raised me.
Was shaped by the most wonderful woman, the love of my life, who I was blessed to have as my partner for 50 years. Now,
But who won't fuck me? So that's why I have to go to.
well, she happened to pass away some time ago, so that's
Oh,
his
well,
little.
that's why.
That's his little angle that you're an asshole if you don't respect that.
Wow. Oh, poor
He's gotta
him.
get it, you know.
Yeah.
As I move forward, I hope to continue to use the platform with which I have been blessed to help others and try to make a difference.
Blessed for what? You have $1 billion and you went to a $50
Also,
fucking
like, yeah,
brothel.
couldn't you get someone to come to your house for?
Don't you want to
bit,
tip $1,000 if you
something.
respect women?
At
so
least do
hard?
it like Elliot Spitzer style. Like, didn't he
put him in a
put him in a
suitcase.
suitcase and pay them $3,000? Like, come on.
Give him a home.
I miss the good guys.
I expect to be judged not by my words, but by my actions. And through these actions, I hope to regain your confidence and respect. So this is the apology. I don't know what he did. I mean, I know what he did.
But
Right.
wasn't it linked to so actual prostitution, like whatever, if that's what people want to do, fine. The issue is really like the sex trafficking,
Yeah.
right? Wasn't that what
Yep.
Yeah, and
was happening?
And it's like, well, how do you know? The issue was you're a billionaire going to like some hole in the wall that with just even knowing that there is human trafficking, you associate with that kind of place. So you like to say that you respect women and to go to the shittiest version of what we're able to do. You know, like, yes,
Right.
we can sell our bodies,
He's not
but
woke. He's
yeah,
not
like
woke.
to go to like that mat on the floor sort of feeling
Yeah.
is very interesting as a billionaire.
When there's not nice showers, there's not leather
That's
chairs
probably
while
part
you're
of
waiting.
the fetish or fantasy or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
to-
yeah. Because it's part of the respecting women fantasy that he has.
Oh my god. So he's not going to jail.
Why?
So he no.
Can you
he's not.
imagine being a billionaire being in jail?
Right. Can
This
you?
is a joke, right, guys?
Right. Then you buy the jail,
Yeah. That's true.
and you're a drug czar living like.
That's true, yeah.
I love Keith's jail stories.
yeah,
They kind of turn me on.
Now those you like.
It's actual in jail stories.
Yeah. He told me a story the other day. I was like, I love it.
You degenerate fucking prick.
Write
Spit
some more
on me.
bad checks, you bitch.
You don't know how to add, do you?
She liked the story where I was.
Patience, you should have waited for the check, you dumb fuck.
I was getting a loan. I was excited.
Oh, look, Keith is very happy with your dirty talk. All right, I gotta go.
I told her the story. I was playing poker in jail, and this with whatever. Who knows what we were even playing for? Assholes. And
Yeah, poker. You don't even know him.
and this, I lost a hand, and I just said, fuck, suck my dick. And the guy goes, what? And I go, I lost. He goes, no, what did you say?
Oh, fuck.
And I'm like, no, I lost. He goes, no, say what you said.
No.
And I go, I said, suck my dick. You know, he goes, do you want me to?
Oh my God.
And I go, no. And he goes, then watch what you say.
Whoa.
And he was really just like taking me under his wing, like, watch where you're at, watch what you say.
Oh, I see.
But you
Yeah.
said you were super scared.
I was. Like, no one sucked my dick.
Were you a little excited that somebody might be sucking your dick?
I don't think so.
Wow.
No.
You know what? Of course we're arguing this episode. That doesn't know me at all. But a little bit, though. But do you know at the time
I
you'll
just
be
feel
there?
bad for you because I feel like you must have been. That must be scary. Like,
But what were you wearing?
Right.
Did you button up your orange things all
Well,
the way up, or were
did
you
you
show-
have a sleeveless shirt on?
Did you show that crazy amount of chest hair that you have?
Horizontal stripes are thinning or
his
fattening.
Persian rug? Leave his Persian rug alone.
You know what? Never get the girlfriends together, right?
We
That was brunch or full on lunch. I feel like ordering another meal.
Let's have dinner and dessert.
Speaking of sex crimes, this person, Ben, is bringing up that you should listen to my opening line where we talked to Dan Hartley, which included his time on the show Law and Order SVU.
So funny.
He says, take a listen. It's good. Keith Malley does the Law and Order opening lines. And he quotes me, there are some things too bad, worse than bad. these are these things. Dun, dun.
Honestly, you were so great on that show. There was an ad, and it was my favorite ad read by Keith Matley.
Oh, I have to hear it.
I was like, no, because he was going into this thing and blah blah blah, and I'm like, wow, like this would fit really well with an ad, and then he slid into it, and it was this like voice or something. It was really really cool. I don't know why I'm promoting an ad on another show, but
Check out the ad.
But like the thing is the ad was so good. That'll tell you how great the episode was. Because Dan Hartley, you'll remember him. Like I once had this silent smoking weed party, and then Dan and Keith heard about it, and they decided that they're gonna have a coke and yelling party. This is why you like him. So they like started coming up with all this shit. Like he's such a fun guy. He's such a yes and. So learning about like his coming up, and he'll tell you all these embarrassing stories. It's so good.
That
Look,
sounds funny.
if you admire comedians and actors and even porn stars we had on the show, and you want to know when they were the most embarrassed, you got to listen to this show. They're at the top of their game right now, and we're talking to them about how they embarrass the shit out of themselves in front of coworkers, friends, families. They're heroes. It's so good. Myopeningline.com.
Thank you.
And his ad was better than that.
All right, let me mention this. April 15th, my stand-up show. It's coming up.
Who's opening for you?
I'm deciding. Kyle Ocasio is.
Oh my God! Really?
Yes.
Oh my God, you guys! Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm very excited, by the way.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
Yay! It's
And
gonna
you
be fun.
guys, this is cute because you guys are on a poster
I
together.
know it's so cute. I hope you can follow me, but it's gonna be really fun. So we'll see. We'll see.
I don't think a girlfriend ever was on the lineup with you like that.
No.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
He's already nervous. Now he's got to think about what you're going to say before him.
He knows my stuff.
Yeah.
I got a few new things, but
About him, please, about him.
of
please,
course.
Please. Yes.
You know what? Maybe I'll run them by you.
Brunch.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, totally.
Got it.
All right. So keithandthegirl.com/tickets. You'll see tickets for the 13th.
Oh, now you're mumbling that. Okay.
Don't worry about it. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye.